Hello, everybody. We'll be doing okay. We're still setting up here. Getting ready for the radio show on AM 1360 KRWC.
Otherwise, also on the Android app
Android app, tell them.
and the iPhone app.
Tell them where to go, Joe.
Go to your Play Store, go to your iStore, and get the free app.
There you go. Sounds like we're going now. Come on, pass
Good
them.
afternoon as we broadcast live from DJ's in Monticello. It's all about the green. It's our weekly show that we do up here. And last week I was like almost by myself.
There we go.
Holly helped me out a little bit. Today we are packed, and Jay's got his channel going on YouTube. Right?
Turbine guy. Hey,
Turbine
where's
guy.
my microphone?
It's coming. And Don,
Well, here.
most important, Don has his microphone. So
Yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
kick it off with Don first.
Yep, so we are in March.
So you have been busy though. A lot of people
Oh, yeah,
have been doing
well,
stuff.
Yeah,
well,
we're going
people have
bigger.
been coming in and they're definitely looking at energy saving stuff. And one of the big items is geothermal, and I'm telling you, the other item is wood stoves, wood fireplaces. People are trying to think all kinds of ways to lower their energy costs.
You know, it's amazing, Don. When we started doing this show, we always talked about energy is going to go up. It's going to be more expensive. But I don't think people ever thought maybe $5 gasoline again.
Well, when the dollar doesn't buy much, the gasoline's going to go up. Everything's going up, so why wouldn't you think gasoline would go up? But you know, there's not going to be an endless supply forever with gasoline, and things are going to get more expensive. And one guy was listening to a show this weekend. He said, "You know how you solve the heating problem in the northern states? You move south." And
But then what happens? You got air conditioning problem.
well, there again, you can live with air conditioning. You can't live without heat.
Some people do. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, well, I haven't met one yet.
Well, then you know
I have
what?
not met one.
All you need to do is go downtown Minneapolis
And
and,
then
hang out at some of those
his
camps.
other suggestion was move close to a food source.
Well, yeah, or have your own.
Well, close to one, which may be the ocean.
We got some banana trees down in Florida.
There's a food source.
We got some food trees, some citrus
You
trees,
got grape, yeah. So there's a food source.
pineapple,
You just go up to the tree and you pick one off, right?
and there's birds all over the place down there.
That's a good food source.
Birds all over.
Birds.
Okay, a quick aside. Do you know what happened? Hey, by the way, Turbine Guy, everybody, back on the radio, KRWC AM 1360. We are at DJ's in Monticello at DJ's Energy Saving Store on It's All About the Green, right?
That's what it's all
And
about.
we do this every Tuesday that we can at 3:30. And today we're going to have a really interesting talk about energy.
Energy.
I really want to.
I know you're going to try and take up 2 minutes of my time here.
2 minutes. Oh, jeez. He's awful generous. It's going to take a lot more. You know why? Because Don's going to be interested with my questions and what's going on and what we have to say.
I know what's
That's
going
why.
on. Prices are going up.
But why?
Well, there's lots of reasons why.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
We got a shortage.
Of what?
Oil.
Why?
We're not drilling.
Why?
Because the drill bits are dull. How's that?
No, they're not dull.
Yeah,
because
they
of
are.
government regulations.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what it is.
That's why we're not drilling, because of the government.
Because they have dulled the drill bits. You cannot drill.
They have dulled the political process.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Same
well,
thing. It all comes
yes
out the
and
same. in the
no,
wash.
yes and no. Yeah, I was having a talk with my son Kaler today, and I said it's really interesting. You remember just a couple of years ago when you could fill your tank at $1.39 a gallon?
My memory don't go back that far, but
I
I
rem-
can remember 25 cents.
I didn't know. Well, just a couple of, well, I remember 45 to 50 growing up.
I remember 25 and get a free sucker.
Oh, there you go. There you go. But just a couple of years ago, when the lockdown happened, I bought gas at $1.39 a gallon at one point.
At one point.
At one point, when it really dipped down, and now it's up to $4 a gallon. Why do we have these big swings in energy prices? What's the one single cause of all of this?
Government.
Government. Thank you. I knew Don would have that answer.
It's always government.
The government locked everything down. None was being used. so the price dropped
Yeah,
because of the
but
glut,
let
and now
me-
the other way.
no, but let me explain why that's all happening.
Oh,
I'm
explain it.
gonna go a little deeper.
That's what we're here for.
All the currencies in the world are in a big bowl. Like, for instance, give me some names of currencies. The ruble,
The yuan,
the won, they're all in
the
a big.
peso,
They're all in a big bowl. Even the dollar bills.
the
in the big bowl.
kroner,
And they're all toilet paper.
the pound,
Do you understand what I just said?
the
there?
pound.
They're all toilet paper, but the American dollar just has to be Charmin. It sits at the top of the pile, but they're still all toilet paper.
Sure.
And so what that tells me, eventually they're going down the drain.
Since when? Since when did they become toilet paper?
Since I think they really turned into toilet paper when we went over 30 trillion in debt.
No, I think when we went off the gold standard, you used to get what was called a silver certificate from a bank, meaning they had that silver in the bank that backed up that certificate.
We think they had that silver in that bank.
That was the meaning. Okay,
It was the meaning.
That was
There
the
was a
meaning.
difference, yeah.
That was the meaning. Now, since was it the 70s? Wasn't it Nixon that took us off the
Yeah,
gold
in
standard?
71.
Turbine guy knows some stuff.
71.
Yeah, well, Nixon took us off the gold standard,
Do you
and
know-
everything changed.
Do you know why they took us off the gold standard?
Not specifically. I'll let you
They
answer.
took us off the gold standard because foreigners were trying to cash in their dollars and take gold. And they were robbing our reserve, so they stopped it.
Well, maybe with some counterfeit dollars too.
It could have been.
Well, we all know during wartime that's one of the big things people try to do is counterfeit the other's currency to devalue it.
And you know what our currency is called now?
Our currency?
Yeah.
The dollar.
No, it's called fiat.
Oh, fiat currency.
Fiat
Sure.
currency is backed by nothing.
Yeah.
It's just that we're willing to trade. Now, it used to be you could go get a 50-cent piece and get a Snickers. Are you with me? You can't do that anymore.
No.
You need $1.50 to get a
No,
Snickers.
no, Don. I remember when candy bars were 5 cents
Oh, I know
each.
too, but I didn't want to
And
go.
then candy bars. See, because my kids asked me at one point, well, how did you see inflation under like Carter when it was super high way back then? And I said, well, from my perspective, being a kid, I was born in '65, so I was a little older, but I remember when it was 5 cents, then it went to 10 cents. There was nothing in between. Then it went to 15. Then it went to 25 cents.
I go back a
That's
lot.
what I remember.
I go back a lot farther than you do.
Well, I know that. I'm trying to be nice.
But,
Trying to be nice.
But I don't ever remember a Snickers being a penny. I remember
Right.
it being a nickel, but never a penny.
I remember a nickel. For and you know what? That Snickers
But
was
that must
probably
have been a nickel that had real silver in it.
no, the nickels never had
Oh,
silver.
they didn't have
that was
silver?
that was the dime and the quarter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, no, absolutely. And you always, by the way, everybody out there,
Oh.
always look through your chain. because you
I
never know.
remember now. I
never
remember
know.
now that Snicker was twice the size.
That's what I was just gonna say. No, it maybe even 3 times the size what it is
And,
now.
and when you got the one at a nickel, are you with me? It was
Yeah.
half the size of the one I got at a nickel.
Oh, exactly, exactly, and that's how things have worked. Have you seen a supposed box of cereal these days?
Well, yeah, I get those multi-pack ones where there's 20 different ones in one
No,
box.
I'm just saying the standard size box. It's about maybe 2/3 the size of the box of cereal when I was a kid.
Do you carry alkalinity?
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. You know, here's a little bit of history. My dad used to work at General Mills, and he bought and sold all the grain in Minneapolis for General Mills. He was the guy on the floor doing that. And he would come home with a box of Count Chocula or Boo Berry, or I can't remember the strawberry one. And he would come home with those 3, 4, 6 months before they got on the market. He'd say, here, try these. What do you guys think? So we just eat them up, you know. Well, this is great, Dad.
Your
Get us more.
your dad was getting freebies.
Well, come on, Don. That's how I lived.
Yeah.
I couldn't survive without getting a little bit here and there.
Yep.
You know, so it's crazy.
Wait. That's why we have inflation. Because of guys like you.
No.
Yeah, someone has to pay for those boxes for free.
No. Do you want to know the real reason we have inflation? Do you want to know the real reason the government especially promotes inflation?
Give it to
Because
me.
Jay's got the microphone.
Yes. No. I'm pontificating at this point. But the real reason I think we have inflation is specifically because the government is never going to be able to afford its debts unless it inflates its way out of it. That's why.
People want just more and more. They want more money and, in pay. More you pay and then you gotta charge more, right? Doesn't that make sense too?
Well, that's part of it, but if everything was equally priced to an extent, right, then it would be market forces that would cause a rise. But the government has spent and printed so much money. There's two issues now. Excuse me. One, if you raise the interest rates, we're never going to afford the interest on it, the interest payments. And secondly, the only way out of printing out so much money is to eventually inflate your way out of it, so there is more money to pay it in the future.
Now, did you see how much gold went up the last few days?
No, how much?
Bunch. It went over $2,000.
Really?
It was 2,050 something by the end of the day.
And when's the last time it was over 2K?
A year and a half ago.
So boom, just like
Yeah,
that.
but it's going to new heights.
Oh yeah. Well, how about silver?
Silver hit about 26.60 today, 26.70.
New heights, huh?
Well, it's going to go. I think they're all breaking out right now because the dollar is breaking out too. Believe it or not, the dollar's hitting a yearly high right now.
How's that for crazy?
Well, you know what's wait. I'm going to tell you what's really crazy.
Okay, come on,
I'm
tell
going
me,
to get
guys.
everybody in DJ land or KRWC land.
No, Turbine Guy land.
Turbine Guide land
There you
is
go.
that think of all the young people that are taking out a home mortgage, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to
No,
think
no,
of those
yeah,
poor
yeah,
people.
no, they're lucky people. I'm gonna explain why here.
Okay, tell me why.
Okay, so now they got themselves a loan for what, 3, maybe 4%, right?
Yeah,
Just think, the guy that borrowed them that money is losing money.
really.
Well, 7.5% interest rate or more, he's losing 3 or 4% on every one of them
So
loans.
how can you afford to borrow? Well, lend it out.
No, think about it. That's how goofy it is. When the world gets goofy, get ready for something really goofy to happen. All these banks that are lending out money, and who do you think's taking that pain? Do you think it's the bank taking that pain?
Never.
Do you believe it's the government taking that pain?
Oh no.
It's us.
Of course.
We're paying for it.
Just go look at the pump.
But no, we're paying the dollars to the government to loan out at a loss. We're paying for it. We're the ones who pay the government. So that's how stupid it is out there. And most people don't understand what's happening. It is going to get worse.
Oh, of course it is. And the solutions they have now, what? We're going to go with Iran to get rid of Russian oil. We're going to go with Venezuela, but we can't have our own oil.
Yep. And you remember
How crazy is that?
But-
We cannot use our own
I'm
stuff.
gonna take you back a little farther now, as long as you got me going, right?
Why not?
Back in when we had the last inflation,
Back in the day under Carter, 1979 or 80,
they kept raising the interest rates. It went to 10. It went to 12.
17%.
No, wait, we're going up the ladder here, and they couldn't stop inflation. They had to go 18, 20% to stop inflation because you can't stop inflation unless you go over the rate of inflation.
Exactly.
So you can see where we're headed.
Well,
and
and
it's not pretty with
my-
30 trillion in debt.
My cousin bought a house back then, and his house payment was $700 something because houses were cheaper back then, of course. But his interest rate was 17 something percent. Out of his first payment he made, like $6 or $7 went to principal. Everything else out of that 700 something went to interest. Is that nuts? That's where we're going to end up, isn't it?
I remember when we came back down from 18 and stopped at 10 and 12, everybody said you'll never see 7% again.
It's what is it now?
3%.
And I got people telling me I got 6 something on a loan, and I'm an idiot.
And the bank gives you nothing.
No,
Nothing.
no.
It doesn't even pay to have your money in the bank.
No.
So,
They're going to start charging you for keeping it
well,
soon.
pretty much. They're going to start raising interest rates.
They're going to
now.
have a negative interest rate. But the problem with raising interest rates is what I just said. Then the federal government all of a sudden has to pay that much more money to cover for all this other money they printed.
Yeah, well, they think they're going to solve it by raising the interest rates. And most of it so far has been all talk. Nothing's happened yet. It's been all talk.
It's minimal action, super minimal, because there has been a little bit, but super minimal.
Well, well, the only thing that happened is maybe the mortgages went up a titch,
Well, for today.
The guy who's losing money giving them the mortgage, I wanted to go up a titch too, just to take some of the pain away, but there's still plenty of pain.
Isn't that crazy?
So we're in a different time.
So my question to you, I just went down to Florida for a little over a week. And I got down there, and the local gas station out on Pine Island, which is usually a little higher than the other ones, was $3.29 a gallon.
Go figure.
By the time I left, it was $3.99 a gallon within like 8 days.
And the time you get back,
Oh, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm going to ask you. Where do you think gas is going to end up before it finally plateaus?
probably $6.
In not California or New
No,
York,
$6 here.
in normal areas.
It could happen in the
fly
next.
over
It could
there.
happen in the next month. Today, our president came out and says we're not buying any more oil
From Russia.
from Russia.
Which why were we
Well,
were we in the first place?
Well, we'll find out. If we didn't need it, gas shouldn't go up. But if we needed it, gas is going up.
But we don't need it
We'll see.
because
we'll
why?
see.
Why don't we need it? Because we can produce our own.
Yeah, but you can't turn the faucet on just that quick.
Well, not
so-
that quick.
So,
I agree.
So we'll see what happens. And then what if? So there's all kinds of issues coming about. We got a war going on.
Well, the last thing we can do, to me, is blame Russia for
Well,
our oil prices getting high.
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming.
I am.
No, I gave you that when
I'm
we
blaming the government.
We started that show.
This is all government.
All the currencies in the world are in a bowl, and they're all toilet paper. How much can you really buy with toilet paper? So quit blaming it on other things. The dollar isn't going to buy much in the future. So,
At some point, it's going to start crashing.
no, it won't crash.
Oh yeah.
No,
Well,
it won't. The
Sure.
dollar will crash, but it's still toilet paper.
well, it all is because there's no gold or silver or anything behind it.
So what are you going to do to go buy gas? Are you going to give them gold coins, silver coins, because the dollar ain't going to buy nothing?
No, I'm going to bake him a couple of loaves of bread,
So,
and I'm going to bring him over a couple of loaves, and that should buy me, a couple of tanks of gas.
Yeah, well, let's hope it works that way.
That's the plan. I got some fruit
So
trees.
I don't want to scare everybody.
I
out
got some
there.
Ponderosa lemons I can hand over.
So as we talked about the economy and all the dollars that run around in the world, every different currency,
Right.
it's going to be a hiccup for everybody. So maybe we should spend some time on DJ stuff.
No, we should spend some time on DJ stuff.
Oh, no, well, you almost talked me out of it.
Well, and that's the thing. This is called It's All About the Green. And what we try to do, that's kind of a play on words because it's all about saving money, investing in products to save you money. For instance, you've got high efficiency furnaces and fireplaces here. You can deal with geothermal.
Now, let me give you an example on geothermal.
Give me one.
Okay, let's say you're on LP gas and you got a 96% efficient furnace. 96.
Which means that only 4% of the energy is lost.
Right, and so now I'm paying.
Talk about going green.
Yep, that's green. Let's say we're paying $3 a gallon, about what it's going for now, but I'm sure it's going to go
It's
higher.
$4 a gallon.
No,
It's 4.
LP.
Oh, LP. Okay, yeah.
LP gas, and that would give you, if you were looking at 1,000,000 BTUs, that would cost you to get 1,000,000 BTUs out of that gas furnace. It would cost you about $35 for 1,000,000 BTUs. Now I'm going to jump to geothermal because you brought it up. Now, if I had the regular power rate about between 10 and 11 cents, and I had a geothermal at 10 and 11 cents, it would cost me about $11 to get 1,000,000 BTUs.
So you're talking a third.
3 times cheaper.
Well, unfortunately, 11 cents is like a dream. Right now, electricity is 14.5 cents. Excel Energy's asked for a 16% increase, and now they're talking carbon credits again. This stuff's only going to go up right now.
So everything's going up.
It's going to go up huge.
So the nice thing about a geothermal, whatever price hike they give you, you get to divide it by 4.
And not only that, what happens if you get the geothermal and you put in a solar system?
Yeah.
You lock it all in right now
Yep.
at what it cost you, and you can sit back and watch this whole game play out in front of you,
Big tax credits too.
and you don't have to deal 26% for both.
So when you think about it, and you could throw a wood stove on top of that too, and you get 26.
So it's, okay, how much is it just average geothermal?
Average geothermal, simple one, pump and dump installed, let's say $17,000.
17. And then you're probably gonna have to put in a $30,000 solar system. And then how much is a wood stove?
A good wood stove installed, probably 10 grand.
So let's just say 60,000. Round it up a
Yep.
little. You're gonna get out of that 60,000, 15,000 back from the federal government to help pay for it.
And if you got 30 acres of wood in a pond, are you with me? You don't have to worry about energy forever.
Or water. You got a well, you're out there, you're ready to go.
Yep. So those are things you can do to beat the future.
To beat what we all know is coming. Not only that, what if you put a battery bank in? Because that's what I do too. You add another 15,000 to that. Now we're to 75,000. The government is still paying you the 26% back. And there's other credits and rebates from local utilities like Excel. Excel's got great if you're in Excel territory. All of a sudden, you're looking at completely being off the grid when the power goes down and everything, and you're running your house like normal.
And that's what we're coming to. 30 years from now, that's what'll be happening everywhere because you can't afford to run the other stuff.
Exactly, but it should be that way. You know, we should all be taking advantage, even with my micro wind turbines, if that's what fits. Whatever works on your property, solar, micro wind, geothermal, wood stove, whatever it is, that's how we should all be creating energy in order to protect ourselves.
As these dollars turn into pennies, can you imagine what this stuff costs in the future?
Oh.
Unbelievable. It's heartbreaking.
Yes, it is. And especially if you're, not necessarily young like we are, and you can put a 25-year system in and protect yourself from all of that for 25 years, who wouldn't do that?
Yeah, who wouldn't do that?
Who wouldn't? I've done it.
Well, the return on investment, if you had a bunch of money sitting in the bank,
Yep.
the return on investment is way better.
Is minimal.
You get nothing from the bank.
No,
Nothing.
no, but what you get this way is you take yourself out of this fluctuating, ever-rising market of costs that you are stuck to if you want to live your life. And then what does that mean? Because the electric company is not going to lose money. They never do. None of these companies ever do. Neither does the gas company. None of them lose money.
Yep.
But do you want to, like I said this to a potential client today, and I think I twisted him around. Well, I can't afford it. I can't afford it.
You can't afford not to.
Exactly. You can't, because do you want to take the money you're paying now and pay off a loan to put all of this in, and then in 5 or 6 years have it all for free, however your finances turn out? Or do you want to keep paying an ever-rising electric bill to make sure that the utility executives can go buy their new Lexus every year? Which do you want to do?
I kind of want to be the utility guy. I want that Lexus.
I want that job too. Well, yeah, Joe's inching over. You want a quick update on the C-Note?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's been there 86 days now. The city of Spring Park had said you cannot move the C-Note to the property that you're using because of the conditional use permit. The C-Note is a 1950 or 1970 58-foot Chris Craft sitting on the landing in Spring Park. Had to come through the ice because the owner was worried it was going to founder in the lake and sink over the winter. So it's been sitting on this trailer ever since because Hennepin County went and put barriers around it and then sued the guy. That's the C-Note. Well, right now, part of the issue was the judge came with an order and said, I need two things. I need to know that there's a place for it to go legally, and then there's a towing company that'll do it. The towing company has stated that if all the government agencies agree, he's more than happy to tow it. The other thing was this Spring Park, which said that you can't put it there because there's a CUP and it's zoned for automotive. And although the Spring Park City Code, specifically in the C1 district, allows marinas, so this would just be allowed, he doesn't have to go through anything special, they were trying to deny him. Well,
So what happened?
the city of Spring Park never filed the CUP down in Hennepin County. So it does not exist. So there is no CUP, so Spring Park sent out a threatening letter that had no teeth behind it at all. And now they ended up putting out a letter saying that the C-Note can go there. So we're waiting for the judge to order right now. And it's interesting how there's been, and I've pointed this out along the way, there's a lot of stuff going behind the scenes trying to keep the C note from going home. But Turbine guy thinks the C note's getting home.
There you go. C note's going home.
Yep, that's what the Turbine guy says.
Okay.
Now, Joe's trying to grab the microphone, but I can sign off. Joe, you don't have to do
No,
all of
we're
this.
gonna get a heads up on Camp Chef.
We are.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh.
talk Camp Chef for a couple minutes.
Well, here you go. Here, I'll spin this one around so the people on YouTube can see it. Anyone? There you go. Look at all them camp chefs, huh?
Yep, we're in Camp Chef land.
Here we go. Well, this is a broil king.
Yeah, that's a broil king.
That
That's
don't
gas.
count.
That's a great gas grill.
Look at it, baby.
Yep. A radiant burner in the back with rotisserie, 5 burners,
A radiant burner.
a radiant burner.
So it's more like a little bit of an oven.
Yep,
That's great.
yep.
Over here's all the camp chefs, and I got a camp chef.
And we got all the Camp Chefs on order. They said they got a freight number, but we haven't got it yet. But
Do you have any in yet?
not the new ones. I got a couple left from last year, but we need all the new ones coming.
Yeah, well, so that's been the big issue, supply chain issues. Does stuff come in?
Well, they said they were shipped, but I think they shipped it on a slow boat.
The slow boat from China.
Yeah, the slow boat from China.
Well, that's why I try to tell people about my turbines. You got to understand, it's on the slow boat.
They got a new Camp Chef coming out, Camp Chef and gas. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Well, camp chef and gas.
Yeah, right.
You mean wood and gas?
No. Got gas with pellet.
Oh, yeah, pellet gas.
Yeah,
That's great.
they got gas below the pellet.
Yep, because these camp chefs, you can't see it on any of these online, but they've got, there it is, right over here. You got a hopper that you put your pellets in right here,
Yep.
and it's got a little auger in there, and it's all computer controlled, and you can control that wirelessly,
Yep.
not only around your house, but from around the lake, or up at the grocery store, or the shopping mall, or wherever you are, you can dial right in and say, you know what? I gotta continue shopping, there's such great deals.
I'm
Boom.
at the ice cream
Turn it
shop.
down.
Decided to
There
have
you
a
go.
malt.
Let's turn it down, let's let it slow cook a little more, and we won't overcook our stuff before we get home. How's that for crazy? A computer controlled barbecue.
Barbecue.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's all about the green.
It is all
When
about the
it's
green.
computer controlled like that, it's super efficient,
Yep.
and you use less wood pellets, you use less everything.
Yeah, well, the best thing is that everything tastes better.
Well, that's what you keep saying, but
I-
you haven't brought me a sample.
I
yet.
always said if you're gonna gain a pound, it better taste pretty good.
It better taste.
Because you're
good.
gonna work that pound off.
Yeah. Well, you want me to wrap this up, Joe? Joe gave me the nod. I'll do it for him. Well, we do this every Tuesday at 3:30 on AM 1360 KRWC in Wright County, Minnesota. If you want to find out about any of these products we've talked about, you go to the website, djscompanies.com, djscompanies.com. Or if you're in the local area, you can give a call to Holly still.
Holly,
What's her number?
497-2661.
763-497-2661. I'll tell you what, folks, we'll see you all next week. Turbine Guy signing off.
There you be. One more radio show under the window.
I heard him in the background playing the music on me.
Mhm.
I heard it.
Well, that's because you're to the music.
I heard it. I tuned right in.
They're playing the
I
music.
tuned right. There you go, folks. That's how we do a radio show up here in Monticello, right
How
down.
many people we got up there?
Well, we got 4 now, but we had 7, or actually, I think 9 or 10 at one point watching. Anyone else out there and give a thumbs up? We need a thumbs up over there and hit the
Yeah,
subscribe
hit a button. I
button.
want to see it climb.
How many?
No, 3 watching. We're going. We went from 4 to 5 on thumbs up right there. We just got a free thumbs up. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
So, no, it's doing pretty well. And today's show I really liked because what's Kayla say? Ask him what he thinks about Alibaba.
Buy it.
Buy Alibaba.
I was tempted to buy it today.
Is China next on the economic sanctions list?
Well, I think they learned a lesson. I don't think.
What lesson
I
did
don't-
China learn?
I think they're learning it ain't as easy to take over a country as you wish it was.
China?
Yeah.
Oh, watching Russia?
Yeah.
It never is. Russia took over Afghanistan.
No, but I meant
And that was 20
Taiwan.
Oh, well, right. No, China for thinking Taiwan. But I'm saying Russia tried to take over Afghanistan. That didn't go well.
No.
We tried working with Vietnam. How'd that work?
Well, no. I think. Why would China want any more headaches? They got a machine going now. Just oil the machine, you'll be fine.
It's not who they are.
Yeah, well, I think they're learning a lesson. I think Putin taught them a few tricks.
I'm not so sure.
I think so.
Well, we'll see.
It didn't worth the headache.
China don't care. It's only people.
Yeah, well, I do believe they don't like headaches. They didn't like Trump. They're not going to like that.
Well, they all like Biden.
Yeah, they love Biden.
That's for sure.
So Putin ain't leaving until he's got it.
There you go. We're up to 7 thumbs up. We're at 4 when I said it, so we got 3 more. We doubled our thumbs up.
We doubled our thumbs up.
Yeah. So Putin, huh?
Yeah, no, Mr. Putin dug himself a hole. He's going to be sitting in Biden's basement.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah, he is. He's going to sit in that bunker. He ain't going to get it wiped out.
Oh no.
He's considered a war crime now.
Well, but it depends on who you talk to. That's the problem.
Well, he's considered a war crime. China might not think so.
No, China's in with them.
Yeah.
China signed a declaration or whatever just recently.
Yeah, no.
China's busy watching to see what happens.
Well, I can't believe the world's letting it happen.
Well, what are you going to do?
You could do a lot of things. You could have cut the oil off right away, everything. You could quit doing this, you could quit doing that. If you're going to put paint on them, you might as well put real paint on them.
So the best thing to do to deal with a situation like that is prevent our own pipeline in our country and then allow prices to surge so he gets more money?
It's going to happen anyhow.
Yeah, it wasn't. There's certain policies that are.
So there will be a spot where they will drill and pump. But if you
It's
don't
coming right now.
But if you don't make it happen, if they would have done that all right away, it would have happened.
Well,
right away.
but we were doing it. We were doing that.
Not when Biden was in.
Right. Well, he stopped it.
Well, that's why you have to give him an incentive to do it. And now he's getting in the incentives.
Yeah, his incentive is nobody likes him.
He's a day late and $1 short.
I wouldn't argue with that at all. Well, actually, I would. I'd say a couple of days and a few dollars, but no, and he ain't no few dollars short. He got plenty extra because he just prints it up.
Well, they will be printing again.
I don't disagree.
When this thing slows up, get ready. Get ready for the helicopters to come over again.
Yeah. Well, Turbine Guy is going to reiterate for the, how many people? We got 8 or 9 people watching right now. Now's the time to install solar, renewable energy, battery banks. The prices are low. The prices are starting to go up. I put out videos about that. A way to protect yourself, maybe geothermal. Maybe micro wind. It depends on your property and what works for you. That's the issue.
Maybe just a new furnace.
Exactly. A new furnace where all of a sudden you're using maybe 70% of the gas you were using before. You know, there's ways to save and protect yourself for the future, and that's really what we have to do right now. Okay, my son keeps putting the questions up.
What's he putting up there now? I can't read it.
Now he's wondering when the $50 trillion national debt party is going to happen.
Won't be too far off.
Not too long.
There's a spot where it really speeds up, and I think we're close to it.
Talk about toilet paper, right?
Yeah, no, it's toilet paper.
But people still take it.
Yeah, well,
I ask people a lot of times when I go somewhere, is this still good? And they look at me and laugh, and they take it.
Because they don't know the real story.
Then they don't know any better.
And I take it, and I know better. I don't have a choice.
You know better, and you do it. There you go. Now, I'm glad that I got that on tape.
But what I do is I run down to the silver store and I convert it all right away. There's a difference. You can let it rot in your drawer.
What about crypto?
I'm not a crypto guy.
Some of them, you could invest maybe 500 or 1,000 now. Someday it might be worth.
It could be
100 or 200.
I probably won't. I'm gonna.
You lose $500 in the stock market when you sneeze sometimes. Why not put a 500 into crypto?
Yeah, well.
Why not?
Why not? Because I hate the thought of it.
Oh, so it's all a prejudice.
It's prejudice.
It's a prejudice.
It's good word. Good word. Good word for crypto.
That's hilarious. You have a prejudice against it.
Yep, I will take my money and put it in gold and silver.
There you go.
That's what I believe. What happens when there's no power? You were talking about power. What if we don't have any power? What good is crypto going to be then?
Yeah, unless you have your power.
Unless you have your power. But if the other guy doesn't, I'm still screwed.
But you don't want to deal with the guy who doesn't, because he ain't got no crypto.
So I just don't want to deal with any of them. I can go to bed at night and I can hold my gold and snuggle with it.
And what's it do for you?
It shines in the middle of the night.
Do you tarnish it?
No, I polish it while I
You
sleep.
polish it. There you go. All right, folks. I think the Turbine guy's about ready to sign off. This has been a lot of fun today.
Convert your cash into silver and gold, and I'll tell you where.
How
if you
about
wanna know.
platinum?
Platinum. I take platinum.
Yeah.
I'll take platinum.
How about copper?
Platinum's going to be the new palladium.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah.
I'm not surprised. They use it all the time everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a finite supply.
Yeah, if they found out, well, I don't know if they found out, but they say that they can use platinum where they're using palladium, and it's a lot cheaper, so it will switch.
So what if it turns out that investing in green energy is actually a better investment than gold?
It could be if everything disappears, you at least have some light.
Well, not only light,
You might have some other things.
you might have a refrigerator, you might have a few fans.
if the people don't come by and smash them like they do on that Walking Dead.
Isn't that what the Second Amendment's for?
That don't mean nothing when it's all over.
Walking Dead. There ain't no Walking Dead. There ain't
Yep.
no zombies. Actually, that's not true. I take that all back. There are plenty of zombies. They're in Washington, D.C.
Well,
That's
see?
where they are. And the Minnesota State Capitol. But what can you say? Anyway, Turbine Guy said I was going to sign off. I'm just going to do it this time. Damn it. Turbine Guy, signing off.
He's doing the damn it, so that's the end.
Yeah, I threw it in.